Hey, hi everyone. Welcome to News Before It Happens, and that's a prophetic name, I believe, but it's also news before anything happens to your child. And I am so glad to have my very special guest here. Let me just tell you a little bit of background, and then I'll let you tell
Sure.
about who you are. So Amy has been a presenter for us for how long?
It's been almost 2 years, I think.
So this is Amy Pritchett, school board member of Martin County. It's easily been 2 years, maybe even longer,
Well,
Amy.
I was introduced to before it was UACT. I was introduced prior to that, but about
Yes.
2 years ago, I presented several times for you
That's
at different
right.
venues.
And she's a rock star, you know why? Because she loves children. And that really is important to me. So Amy, tell us about your background, what you've done in Martin County, and who you are.
Sure. So I am a school board member, District 4, Martin County, which represents Port Salerno, New Monrovia, and Rocky Point. I was elected in 2022, and I had a fairly kind of 3-point plan.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted the literacy rate to go up.
Yes.
I wanted parents to have a voice and a choice.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted fiscal conservancy because I saw that possibly we might have been a little bit loose with our budget and our spending. And I knew that we could get good programs without spending the money that we were. And I wanted to make sure that all the money was going to the students. If it didn't benefit the students, I felt that it wasn't something that we should be venturing into. And I can tell you that it's worked, and my fellow board members and myself have adopted this kind of approach. Students first, parents have to have a say, and we need to be fiscally conservative. And if we do that, all the other things fall into
I
place.
sure do.
Because if we put students first, we hire the best teachers.
I was just going to say that, yes, and you pay them what they're worth.
Correct.
And that's something you've always been in
Yes.
favor of.
And if the parents are involved, they're supporting the teachers and they're supporting our staff. And if we're fiscally conservative, we can pay the salaries that we want to pay. Now, it does take some time. I'm not going to tell you that our salaries are wonderful, but they are the top on the Treasure Coast.
And they're starting to go
And
up.
they're starting to go up, and because we've planned and we've budgeted appropriately, we are able to give the salaries that we want to give.
I love it. I love it. So I am
Thank you.
so excited to have her here, but also because of how we work together to protect children.
Yes.
And we're talking about children have just gone back to school. And so what are some of the things that we might recommend to parents to protect their kids? I know one thing the school has done. Tell us what you've done about cell phones.
So we've put a cell phone limited. I don't want to call it a ban because they can have their cell phones with them, but they are not to come out in the classroom. And as a result, kids are talking to each other. They're talking to their teachers. They're talking to each other in the lunchroom. They're talking to each other in the hallways. There's a connection that wasn't there before. And the kids and the parents are really loving it. Now, there was growing pains. In the beginning, we said if you take your phone out, we're taking it away, and your parent's going to have to come and pick it up.
Oh, I bet the parents didn't like that.
They didn't like that at all. They didn't. And so they participated in helping us keep those cell phones in their backpacks
Great.
during the school day.
Wonderful.
And it's also led to less bullying and harassment, because lots of the bullying and harassment had to do with them whipping out their cell phones and taking photos of kids in positions that would be embarrassing and then
Yes.
posting them.
Or worse, now this didn't happen in Martin County, but I know it's happened in many schools, and that's where they're using AI to remove clothing or put them in a
Correct.
sexual position. And there is a new law. There's a
Yes.
new law called Take It Down, and it enables parents to go after that individual, press charges, and force them to take it off. And no longer able to either sextortion.
Yes.
You can't do sextortion in that way either, and we can't do that anyway.
No.
It's illegal. So it is a crime to do anything relating to sexting and also sextortion.
Correct.
For children, that is breaking the law.
Yes.
And this is something parents need to have this conversation
Yeah.
with kids about. This is
Yes,
so
parents,
important.
you need to really be vigilant. Watch what your kids are looking at. Look at their phone. There's an app that you can put on the phone, Bark, to keep your kids from,
Thank you.
you're welcome, from accessing some of these apps that they're not even aware of, going
Yes.
into these hidden rooms. And we talked about it another time where a simple app like Canva has a chat in it that kids can talk to one another. I mean, it's frightening. So we really have to make sure that we know what our kids are downloading
That's right.
and what they are looking at.
That's right. And even if your games, your apps are saying, oh no, we have safety measures for children.
Yes.
We know from experience and from speaking with experts that these so-called safety measures are only partial.
Right.
They do not protect your child. You cannot just put the safety measures on, hand the phone over and walk away.
Right.
It doesn't work like that. In fact, today, for a child to be on a phone is the most dangerous place on the face of the earth, to be on a device.
Yes.
Because now that AI is involved, you've got bots constantly, thousands of times per second,
Yes.
bombarding children with messages.
Yes.
And that translates into money. And some of that translates into money through cults who are now involved in doing this. And what they'll do is they'll get a picture from a child very quickly. They know how to do that. It could be as simple as, show me your muscle, I'll show you mine. And then they send the picture of a child's muscle that's the same age they are. And then it progresses from there,
Yes.
and they get the inappropriate picture. And all of a sudden, go get your mom's credit card. You need to pay me $500.
Right.
And we just encourage families to have that discussion with your child before anything like that happens, because sexting and sextortion is everywhere.
Yep.
There's no way we could put a handle on it. It's got to come from the first line of defense, which is mom and dad,
Yes.
and that child also being aware.
Yes.
So you've seen some of our don't take the bait videos.
Yes,
I know
they're
you love
wonderful,
them.
and I know that once kids connect with it, they realize that it's something important that they have to do. Parents need to discuss it with their children.
Yes.
But little bit older kids can become responsible. They can know that doesn't sound right, that doesn't look right. I don't
Right.
think that's a good idea. And they will talk to other kids and
Yes.
tell them that isn't right. You shouldn't be doing that. I
That's
mean,
right.
we have kids who are vulnerable.
Mm-hmm.
We have kids who don't have a lot of friends, or they're lonely,
Or maybe in the foster care system.
right? Or they're sitting alone at the lunch table, and they're targets. And we have to, as a body, as a district, as a family,
Right.
come together and shield those kids.
Amen.
Make sure they have someone to spend lunchtime with and someone to talk to. At our elementary schools now, we have these buddy benches that we're installing at all our elementary schools. It's a bench where a kid can go and kind of say, you know what, I need a friend. And when they're sitting there, it's the signal, and someone knows to come
I love that.
and comfort them and talk to them. And sometimes that's all it takes. One conversation, 1 minute of someone's time
Yes.
can translate to
Yes.
bringing them out of that vulnerability and letting them know that they are worthy and people do care about them.
Right. And having that conversation, the bully conversation with your child about how it's important to speak life to
Yes.
children and
Yes.
not death. It's not, you don't want to speak anything negative
No.
from child to child. You want to build each other up, and that's how you become more successful. So parents, have this conversation with the children. It's so important.
Yes.
And understand too that the cult approaches of children are often done by other children. There are cults out there that every FBI field office in the entire country is engaged in taking them
Yes.
down. And so these are all kids under the age of 18. And they are targeting kids to get them to sext
Yes.
and then sextort them and then talk them into self-harm and eventual suicide. And that's what they do. And that's a terrible thing to have to tell a parent to be aware of. But if you're not aware of it, then it could happen very quickly to your child. So I would rather tell you and horrify you
Right.
and put you on alert.
And know the signs. You have
Yes.
to know the signs.
Let's talk about the signs.
So if a kid comes into school with a brand new phone, brand new sneakers, brand new clothing, a really nifty backpack, and you know that child doesn't come from those means, that's a signal.
Yes, it is.
It's a signal. And when you see those children buzzing around to other kids, they're trying to get them to
They're-
come along.
They're recruiters.
They're recruiters,
Yes.
and teachers have been taught this. They know
Yeah.
what they know to look
Yes.
for those signs,
Mhm.
but it bears repeating.
Yes.
And parents need to be aware. You know, when their child says, "Oh, so and so gave it to me," show me who that is. I
no.
want to know who that is.
And what parent would want their child to have two phones anyway?
Correct.
Or a phone if given to them if they don't have a phone. Yes.
right.
And just remember too that the whole pornography issue can happen at school simply by your child's friend showing your child a picture
Yes.
on their phone.
Yes.
And this is how they get exposed. And see, parents don't think their children know about that.
Yeah.
But honestly, if your child is in school, your child knows about that.
Or inviting them to play a game.
Yes.
And then the child comes home and wants to play that game, and the parent is like, "How did you find out about that game?" "Oh, so and so."
Yes.
Go in and look and see what's in
Yes.
that game.
Yes. You need to actually
Don't just say,
monitor.
"Oh, they're being good and quiet."
Mm.
They need to be monitored.
That's right. And so the Bark phone will at least tell you who's contacting your
Yes,
child
give
through
you
that
a
game,
signal.
and let you know that there's something going on that shouldn't be going on, like a secret vault or a room that they might, go into. And if they do go into that room, they can only get into it with a code.
Right.
And it won't give you the code, but that's the time to have the conversation with your
Yes.
child about what is the code. Let me see what's going on in here. We do know, because we have rescued 2 children out of a vault like that. They had to move out of their school district. They had to move to an entire different school district so that they would be able to function without being bullied to go into that vault.
Right.
And the one little girl who had been in there, she was 14 years old, exhibited all the same signs as a child being trafficked.
Yeah.
She got depressed. She withdrew from her family. She stopped talking to her friends. She was very quiet at school. She had a shame demeanor. Her eyes were downcast. These are all signs.
Right.
And so important, to pay attention to something like that when that happens. Come to find out, she was in one of these vaults. She was in a secret room.
Yeah.
And the sexual activity, the violence that she was being exposed to, stole her soul, took her innocence, and they had to move her out. And this was in Virginia. They had
Right.
to move her out of the school system into another place
Right.
and get her some help. She is back now. She's doing much better. Her grades came back up. She's functioning. Shame has power as long
It
as it
does.
remains hidden.
Yes.
And so talking about it is part of removing that grip and that horrible vice that comes upon a child's mind.
And
will,
that's the
emotions.
vulnerability that they target. They look
Yeah.
at these children and say, "Oh,
Mhm.
this child has some things missing. We
Yes.
can fill that void with
That's
the
right.
darkness."
That's
and
right.
it's horrible.
Yeah.
So parents really need to be vigilant. They
They
just
sure
really
do.
And kids need to talk.
Yes.
They need to talk.
Yes.
The conversation lines have to be open. A parent has to be willing to hear it,
Yes.
and a child has to be willing to speak it.
That's right. So when we brought our Don't Take the Bait program before the board, it was a unanimous decision. Yes, bring it
Yes,
in. Now we're
bring
still
it in.
working on that process, but you know what? We got to train all the principals.
Yeah.
We got to train all the staff. We got to train all the counselors in Martin County, and I'm so excited about that. So I'm really counting on being able to bring those videos in. We did take them down to and I know you'll know who this is, but this is an unnamed facility to protect the children.
Yes.
There's about 400 children at this facility connected to a public school of Martin County and a residential treatment center. We just took Don't Take the Bait down there.
Awesome.
We did it for 140 kids for 4 hours straight, 1 hour each for each
That's
age group.
wonderful.
And we had them all shouting,
Yes.
"Don't take the bait." We
Don't take
just
the
held
bait.
up, we didn't show the
Yeah.
videos as much as we interacted. We took a whole team down there.
They
And-
should draw it now.
Oh my gosh, yes! We need to have a contest of who can do the best Don't Take the
Yes.
Bait
Yes, I
poster.
imagine they'll be
I
beautiful.
want to do that. Then we took it to Reverse the Door, and they took us out to Jupiter Island
Okay.
in a backyard of a beautiful mansion up there, and they brought 30 kids in, and we did it there too. And so that was like 170
That's wonderful.
kids in 1 week.
Yes,
that
that's
we brought
wonderful.
this to. So I'm so excited to be able to do more of that. But I'm so proud, Amy, of what you have done.
Thank you.
You need to stay in our Martin County system. I don't think anybody else could do a better job. Didn't you all bring our grade up to an A?
Yes, we got our A back last year, and then we
Uh-huh.
got it again this year. So
Uh-huh.
2 consecutive years after a 7-year absence. Yes,
Wow, that's
and
absolutely
we
awesome.
brought 11 C schools or lower to just remaining 5 that we're
my.
targeting very specifically to bring them up as well. But our literacy rate has gone up. It's not the best, but it's better than it was.
That's part of keeping children
Yes.
safe.
We're moving forward. We don't want to go back. We want to move forward. We want to continue the progress that we've adopted together. And that's the thing. It's not just one person,
Right.
but all of us
It's a
are
team.
student focused, parent focused, and we want to keep the budget good so that we can provide
Yes.
excellent curriculum.
Yes. Well, and I've seen that. I've seen that in action. And I know many people in this community have seen that in action too. And we're very, very proud of you.
Thank you.
And very proud of our superintendent.
Yes,
Michael
he's
Lane.
wonderful.
He is awesome.
He has a vision.
Yes.
He believes that there's a genius in every child, and we have to find what that genius is and
So
focus on that. So we're not working in a box.
That's
we
right.
we are hightailing it to each kid and making sure
I love
that we extract that out of them so that they can be the best that they can be.
I love it. And you know, bringing this back to child safety, you are the one that gave me the idea in the videos to put a section in these videos about value,
Yes.
preciousness of a child. And so we also have a drawing of a rose that's kind of bent with a lot of thorns, but
Yes.
it's still beautiful.
It's still beautiful.
And that every child is unique and
Yes,
beautiful.
every child.
And you know, it was so important to add that component in because you know, traffickers and predators prey upon children that don't have good self-esteem.
And they don't
Often.
feel that they are worthy.
That's right. Well, I will tell you that, you know, I've had 1,000 people come through my office in the last 30, 40 years. I do inner healing through my church with people. Do you know, I would say 98% of those people felt that they were not valued and did not have enough self-worth.
Yeah.
And so this is very common. And parents, even if you think your child has a lot of confidence, science has proven that 80 to 90% of our thoughts are negative. And
Right.
it takes intentional work to change that around to where our
Absolutely.
thoughts can be positive. But this is where the kids get preyed upon because they're thinking negatively about themselves and somebody tells them, oh, you're beautiful.
Right.
You're so talented.
Right. You have to keep letting them
Yeah.
know that they are worthy. And you know, the bullying, a bully is someone who's been bullied themselves.
Yes, oftentimes.
So they lash out
Mm-hmm.
because that's the only way they feel they have power. But if we let
So true.
children know that they have the power to
Yes.
communicate, they
Yes.
have the power to be who they are
Yes.
and love themselves,
That's right.
that won't happen as much.
That
I
is
mean, it's
so
never going to
good.
go away.
So
but
good.
But when a child knows that they are loved and they love themselves, you've taken away that vulnerability where someone can come in and target them.
That's
because
right.
they know they're good. They
That's
know they're
right.
worthy. I am worthy. I don't need this
That's
to be
right.
better.
You
and
know,
they teach it to others.
wow.
You know, mentoring. We love mentoring. I
Yes.
mean, that to me is so important in our district.
Do you know how we got into this school where there are 400 trafficked and abused children? It was because your board members were going in and reading to those children
Yeah.
and seeing the need. And
Yes.
they came to me and said, can you bring your Power of Art program into this place?
Yes.
And I said, yes, that's how it happened. It happened through the current school board members
Right.
who cared enough. Jen Russell came to me.
Yeah.
You cared enough. You cared enough to ask us to bring this program in. And now we're starting to get outcome studies. Their test scores are going up. And the principal there
They're not
is
spending as much
documenting-
time there
No, that's
because
right.
they are developing and
Yeah.
they're feeling good. And
That's right.
and this program, what's so unique about it is it's not just Martin County. There are kids
Yes.
coming from
all over the United States.
all over the United States.
All right, so this is what you have to understand too, because sometimes we think this isn't happening in our backyard.
It is.
We've documented now close to 70 arrests
Yes.
just in the Treasure Coast area in just a little over maybe 18 months.
Yeah.
And a recent one up in Indian River. And there's one common denominator with all of them, Amy. What do you think that is? Every single arrest, if it's 70 arrests, what is the one thing that they all have in common?
They're all predators and
No,
they're
they're all
pedophiles.
That's very true.
They're
Well-
pedophiles and they're targeting children.
But I want to bring out the reason why. There is a reason. And this is what I have felt that I was supposed to do for the last 11 years that I've been in this arena, because I felt like God called me to actually take the covers and rip it back and say, this is what's going on under the sheets.
Right.
And I'll tell you what it is. It's the same thing that Tim Tebow is talking about on television everywhere. It's child pornography.
Yeah,
it's
pornography.
CSAM.
They're all.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, I mean, there was a gentleman in St. Lucie that was arrested. He was actually, like, in Colorado, and he came into St. Lucie through the internet and was targeting children.
Yes. And
hundreds and hundreds.
Yes. So it's not the average pedophile could affect, molest, and exploit hundreds of children
Correct.
in his lifetime.
Yes.
So how many pedophiles do you think there are? Well, I can tell you this. We have an example of a pedophile website, which, thank God, James Uthemeyer and our Attorney General has taken down. Actually, Kash Patel said, I think 3 million were taken down.
Oh my gosh.
But these are pedophile websites where they share information with each other,
Yes.
and they have child pornography
Yes.
on the website, and they encourage each other in how to molest children.
It's really, and you know, people need to understand, closing your eyes and putting your hands on your ears doesn't make it go away.
No, pretending it's not there.
It's here,
Yes.
and we need to address it,
Yes.
confront it, and be strong.
Absolutely.
Because it isn't for the weak.
Absolutely.
There's so many examples of stories where people say, oh my God, I can't look at it, I don't want to hear it. And I'm like, you need to hear it.
That's right.
Because if you don't, you won't do anything.
That's right.
You'll
And
just walk away.
why don't we give parents a few things they can do to protect their children? So here's one thing. You know, have you ever driven around a neighborhood and seen somebody with a sign stuck out saying their child's name, their age, and where
Yes.
they go to school?
Don't do that.
Don't do that.
Don't.
Don't tell predators where your children are.
You're
Or
very
their
proud
names.
that they graduated
Yeah.
and what year, but they can go in and they can look at that.
That's right.
You can go on
They
the
can find
internet and Google the name
Mm-hmm.
and find out their birthday.
That's
You can
right.
find out where they live, where they're going to school.
Start to track them, use face
Yes.
recognition,
Yes.
GPS coordinates. There's all kinds of things that they use in technology. Okay, so another thing would be we really encourage parents not to put their children's faces on Facebook, and grandparents. I know us grandparents are the worst for posting their children.
Not anymore, but I was.
I was too, and I took all mine down.
Yeah.
I took it all down because I can't. It's just not worth it. We actually had somebody from this community come to us, and you would know who they are. Both her children, ages 3 and 5, had been taken off of social media somewhere, put onto Amazon, advertised with musical instruments in their mouths
Oh my
that looked
God.
like phallic symbols.
Oh my God.
And her sister found it and sent it to her, and we had our Blue Task Force leader go after these people, and they said, oh no, we found it on Canva.
No.
They said no. They got it off of social media,
Right.
and they used her children's faces.
Oh my God.
So that's not a victimless crime,
No.
and those children can
And
be
how many
located.
people saw that? Like hundreds, thousands.
It's beyond belief.
Yeah.
It's beyond belief. You
Put the
don't
app on
wanna
the
have
phone.
that
Put the
happen.
Bark app on the
Yes.
phone, so you know who your kids are speaking with.
Right.
You're not invading their privacy.
No.
You're just protecting them.
Yes.
And the bottom line is, if they want to hide it from you, then there's a bigger problem, and you need to talk to them
That's
about
right.
that.
If you ask to see your child's phone, here's another way to keep them safe. Honey, I need you to check your phone because there's been a lot going on out there, and there's been predators in the area. Let me look at your phone. No.
No.
If they do that, that is your first
Red
signal.
flag.
Something's wrong.
Yes.
Why wouldn't they want you to see their phone?
Exactly.
And so the other thing that you can do is you can say, listen, if you've done anything, like if you have sent an inappropriate picture or you've had an inappropriate conversation with one of your friends, you're not going to be in trouble. I
Right.
just want to talk to you about it,
Right.
and I want to bring it out into the open so we can keep you safe, because this has been happening everywhere. And honey, we need to talk about it.
Yes.
And just having that conversation, with your child. And maybe also even counselors at school.
Yes.
Children could go to safe adults They could go to Safe Adults.
Or a
and
teacher that
talk
they
to
trust
them.
and talk to
Yes.
them. But the thing that is important is that they communicate it to the
Yes.
family.
Yes.
Don't keep
First
it.
and foremost.
Do not keep it a secret.
Never.
Let the parents know that the child is experiencing something uncomfortable and work it out.
Yes.
If you keep it, it's not going to do anything.
That's
it's
right.
it's going to make it worse.
That's absolutely
You can
right.
also, some families use Life 360, so they know, their kid says, I'm going to be home by 10 o'clock, and 10:30, a quarter to 11 comes, they can look on their phone and see where they are.
See where they are. Tracking systems.
And if
are
your child
huge.
doesn't want that, that's another red flag.
That's right.
They should be okay with you knowing where they are and that they're safe.
Absolutely. And let me also encourage families to have a family code.
Yes.
If you have a family code, then if somebody does ask you to do something that you're a little uncomfortable with or go somewhere with them, you can always say, and they use your family as the reason, you can always say, what is the family code?
Right.
And that's important. And I know that sometimes you can send that family code if the child is in the middle of a party and gets uncomfortable, wants to be picked up, doesn't want to lose face, doesn't want to have somebody look at their text and say,
Right.
oh, you called your mommy. Just put the family code in, and mom knows to go pick them up.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, those are simple
Yes.
things. And tell your child, it doesn't matter if you got into trouble, call me.
Yes.
I will come get you.
Yes.
I will pick you up wherever you are.
I'm with you.
If you've been drinking, whatever it is that you're ashamed of, don't be ashamed and not
Yeah,
tell me.
That's right.
I want to help you and I want you to be
Open
safe.
communication.
Yes, you have
You
to.
can still have boundaries, but you can have open
Yeah,
communication.
your kid should know that it does not matter. I can call my mom or dad or whoever it is, a guardian or grandparents. They can call at any time and they will come.
Awesome. All right. Well, let's close with give me a little vision for what you want to see in Martin County schools.
Well, safety is the number one
Yes.
priority
Yes.
beyond what my individual priorities are, because if you don't have a safe school, if you don't have a place where kids feel safe and healthy and cared for,
And aren't being bullied
Yes.
or preyed upon.
then everything else doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you have the best teachers or the best schools or
Right.
the prettiest landscape.
So true.
If kids and parents don't feel that their children are safe,
Good.
so that's a number one. That's always at the forefront. And we have a wonderful, wonderful chief of safety and security, Frank Frangella.
I love
He is
Frank.
amazing.
He's
He
the
is
best.
He is a former New York City detective.
and a true Italian.
Yes,
Yes.
yes, that
I'm married
too.
to one,
And he
so I
makes
love
great
those
pizza.
Italians.
He does. He makes great pizza. But he is at the forefront. We've been at conferences together for safety measures. The windows, the doors, the latches, every single possible thing that we can do
I love it.
to bring safety. And tax dollars pay for that out of the
Yes,
millage.
yes.
Part of the millage that we get every year from the taxpayers goes toward safety and security and mental health.
Love it.
We give to the teachers, that's a large part of it, but we focus on the safety, security, and mental health of our students.
Of our students.
And
yes.
Frank is at the front of all of that.
That is wonderful.
But I want parents to continue to know that we're doing everything possible so that their students are getting the very best that they possibly can. And that's my goal. I want them to be able to read proficiently. I want them to find out what their true genius is so that they can
Yes.
aspire to that. And I want the taxpayers to know that we're doing all this, keeping them in mind,
Yes.
because things cost money and it's expensive. Martin is a beautiful place to live, but it does cost to live here, so we're mindful of that, and we want everyone to know that we're doing all of these things so that their students can thrive and so that parents feel wonderful and that the community knows that we're doing everything we can and we're listening to them.
So good.
We're
So
listening.
good. So you've got fiscal responsibility and you've got the heart for the children.
Yeah.
And when you have those two components, I think you've got what it takes to be major successful
Thank
in every area and keep us up there in the A rating for schools.
Yes.
And I just want to
And
thank
I don't
you.
just say it, I do it. I stand behind everything, every decision that we've made. I would not take back any decision that I've made.
Right. That's wonderful. That's wonderful, and I just want to encourage you all that this woman needs to come back. And when is the voting?
It's August 18th is the primary.
Okay.
There are 3 candidates in my race, so if I do not get 50% plus 1 vote, it will go to a runoff in November. But my hope is that parents and community knows that I will continue to do the work that I say I'm going to do, and I know my fellow board members are the same.
I love it. So I just encourage you to back Amy Pritchett. And if you're in that district, what is your district?
They can vote for anybody.
Okay.
So this is a district-wide race.
Okay.
All voters can vote for everyone that's on the ballot in Martin County, the commissioners as well as the school board.
We need to get out there.
Yes.
This is important.
Don't forget to vote.
That's right. All right. We will see you next week for News Before It Happens. And go to uact.org. Donate to help us. That's the only way we're going to take this organization forward. We have 2 big surprises that we will be unveiling over this next month or so. You need to stay tuned and hear about this.
Yeah, come back.
Yeah, you want to know about this one. Thank you.